please welcome Kazumi.
So today, in my creative writing class, we were talking about this story, and it's a non-fiction story. And my student was like, "Well, I was wondering, like, how much of it was the writer, and how much of it was the character of this person?" And I was like, "I think you can't make that distinction." And he wanted to know, like, what were the facts of it. And I was thinking that okay, so this is a guy, he's like a hermit, right? This is on GQ. He's a hermit, and he was living out in the forest in Maine, and he would break into different houses and steal stuff, right? And so he was like, what are the facts? I was thinking, the only facts that matter are the ones that will betray us. And so the point of writing is to make them not, I think. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm thinking about Mike Brown and stuff. Alright. Let's see, what am I going to go with first? Okay, how about this? This is a poem for Amelia. So we were looking at Amelia Earhart's ship, and I think she fell on an island and didn't die, and there's evidence of her making like a hut on the island and living there for like, I don't know, like, I don't even know how long, but we think she survived, and we couldn't find her ship because there was like a lagoon in the middle of the island or something, and it disappeared, and so when they sent search parties over, they couldn't find anything, and so I was just like, that's crazy, and so this is a poem for Amelia. To better worship the sun, we whipped the skin of the enslaved into small castles at the moment of siege, shipped bricks on backs for stained glass men on crosses, believed these men with beautiful hair falling over their faces could snatch sin like flies in their webs, their constant arachnid hymns searching for that something human to capture. But I want the flies to slip through those strands, escape into my pockets like gnomes, stealing away from the garden inside me, pulling islands up from a sea of threads, those forgotten castaways like words once uttered by a god knocking on the window of my skull, begging to be let back in. Sin, like hair, belongs until it doesn't, screams out, take me back, even as I repent, and oh, how I wish I could. The baldness inside me opening like a mouth to swallow the sky sin, the cloud sin, every sin that soars across the island that is me, the gull, the albatross, you and your airplane. I fall to the urge to capture you, bring you life and death inside the poem, show your engine spinning beneath itself on a reef in some pocket of the Pacific, empty frozen wing of an endless mansion, but I worry I only want to use you, chew you up and spit you out like the reef where you landed. This is my sin. This is where I see you with cursed intent, my cold iron slot machine turning one coin after another, coiled into a slit throat, one metallic tattoo boiling down my arm, searching for the sevens in you. I want you to be more than just another poem, but I'm not sure I know how to love you. Because if I shoot the weather vane, the wind still blows through this temporary life I've landed in, all the lines of my poems crossing until they can only speak to me. I become an airplane circling, one voice speaking to itself, a one-of-a-kind prank with no punchline, nobody laughing. For so long, I've wanted you alive. Even a century later, felt you in static shocks between my sheets, falling through clouds in my sleep. I wanted to leave the dizziness that comes with these dreams of you, but I couldn't stop touching what I knew wasn't dead yet. Is it such a sin to kick my sinking tires, to wish for them to breathe again? My feet have no other place to land. Each time they touch the pedals of my car, I feel like I'm walking on the moon, staring back at this tiny blip of blue that I thought I belonged to. And I want to go home. I wouldn't say this yesterday, but today they found your plane and I couldn't see the reason this transmission kept sputtering under the hood of me. Then I dropped my keys between my legs, got caught wanting everything to stop. All around me, broken scraps were raining down. I put my pants on backwards, torched my toast until it hurt, watched the brains of myself spilling, and I just wanted to hold them, you know? I tried to spin in an instant, one revolution, to envelop my whole poetry, pour gently your memory into being, so that I might see. It's so selfish of me. No boat, no coat, no ocean ship sailing, or maybe 20, who knows, with your plane lost in the fog. Amelia, let this poem be not as the rest. Let me breathe for the first time the same air of that cursed beginning where you lived. I want to feel those broken clocks stopped, unable to weave your rescue watch, to take back the sky that lost you. Where was God when the throttle itself began to fly? Where was God when it blew apart and learned your name to dance to? When I say I want to go home, what I mean is I want my body to be holy. When I say I'm not sure how to love you, what I mean is I'm winding this watch, even as you lay in wait for its dying, and you are holy, holy, holy. You are, you are. Alright, so I've been touching on this idea of body and home a lot, so that's also going to be in here too. So this is going to start with home, and this other one's going to end with home, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, gyoza. I know when I return home at last, my mother will take a knife to cabbage for hours. We'll fold dumpling skins and drop them into boiling water. We'll stop to pull back with cracked fingers her hair now white. It will catch the light and glow, and I will want it black. When I close my eyes, I can see her dark, dark hair. I am guilty of burning her body this way. The fire erupts from within me. I am obsessed to the point of hunger, each limb engulfed by flame. When I was 5, I believed I too could become a mother. I could sink inside my breast so slim, I could sometimes starve myself too. When I looked in the mirror, there were tiny bows in my hair, pink. Yes, I have wanted to be glamorous. I have wanted ribbons, the girl in the mirror. Her smile could hit those notes I could not. If I could touch her, I would, but I would not give my body to another. There's nothing romantic about this. To ask her to become beautiful, I had to forget that my mother is my mother. I wanted her to look the way she did at 30. No, I can't seem to speak truthfully. I wanted her to be in love. I thought it could make her rise like oil to the surface of her body. Please, I take it back. Her hair, her hands, her knife. I would ask that this be love, would ask that she be oil, that she be water, for her always to rise like that to me. And this one is called Swimmers. There has never been another swimmer inside this body, not as this body swims, not as this one. But when I move an arm, another arm is moving, and inside that arm, another. This is how I understand it. Child, immigrant, not yet arrived, you will see the shore and wonder why it is that you came. You will be offered 6 seeds and no acre of land, and the seeds will not be what they say they are. They will bloom only in winter and only in your hands. We, the diver collecting oysters, the glittering shell of abalone. Sometimes at night the eels sneak inside me and they find her, and that is when I wake from my dream, still emerging from my past life. I was a girl who loved to dress up for parties. She was left-handed and did not belong to them. She painted her nails every day. Her favorite color was purple. She was not beautiful. She looked like me. If it appears to you as the sun, it is most likely the sun. If it appears as rain, it is most likely rain. She didn't care. She came for what she came for and left. I wanted it all. In my dreams, I've burned countless dresses and set them on clotheslines to hang, but each time they float away. To cross a border with a dress, to cross-dress, who lived by the cross, who died by the cross, who crossed their heart and hoped to die. I am crossing the street to you now. Tell me, will you take me? Tell me, will you take me home?